Hi everyone, it's Dr. Jenelle Kim and I'm here with Craig Nandoo of JBK Wellness Labs, and we are filming The Experts, which we feel so very strongly about because here we are at Beauty Matter next, the awards and summit, where there are truly some of the greatest leaders in this industry. These gentlemen are trying to make me laugh. That's what's happening right now because we really have a great relationship together, but they will not break me. So I want to introduce you to someone who is very key in this industry, and he's going to explain why in just a bit. Certainly an expert and certainly someone that offers incredible services to this industry. It is David Silberglit.
Glites.
I do it every time. That was a joke. I know what it is. It's David Silberglit. I'd like us all to say that at home. Mm-hmm. And he is with PIMS. No one's going to ever forget how to say your last name. So, David, in all seriousness, take over. Please let us all know what it is that you do.
We're very, very good friends, so I appreciate the recognition of my name. It's wonderful. But no, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you guys and for the opportunity to call me an expert, because I'm the only one that calls myself that, so it's nice to hear it.
We do too.
So thank you.
This is true.
But so PIMS has been around for about 35 years, and we have always been helping beauty brands, in particular, with the dissemination of their products and their information to the public, to consumers, to influencers, to before influencers were even born.
Right.
The media. And it's all about creating an unboxing experience for the recipient beyond just opening a box that comes in from wherever it's missized and whatever it might be.
Absolutely.
We're working with the brand to create an experience for them, and that's one of the things that makes PIMS stand out. We're all about the personalization.
Right.
100%. It's got to be a custom package. It's got to be something that really speaks to the recipient, because once it hits their doorstep, that's not the end of it. It's the beginning of retention. It's the beginning of a process of creating loyalty to the brand.
Absolutely.
And that's where we come into play, working with the brands to specialize in that.
Yes, and that's so key, because obviously we're kind of on a different side of this, or another kind of the beginning step of this, which is where we see so many people put so much heart into their formulation, to every aspect of it, to the story. We just had a whole conversation with Daniel Langer, and he talks about luxury, and it exactly connects to this. And when you think about it, these brands put so much thought and heart into what they're doing. Why in the world would you not take this next step? And we are very akin to that and understand how important that is.
It's a super important point. I mean, you're spending all this money, you're spending all this effort, all this time, and all this care in creating the product, and in coming up with the marketing strategy and coming up with your retail strategy. Why let it end at the point where it leaves the door and you're hoping that somebody's going to come back? You create as much of a control around the packaging, around the experience as possible, to guarantee that they're going to come back, because otherwise the customer could just go elsewhere and find another product. They have to remember why they want your experience.
Absolutely. And as we have noted a few times in many interviews with experts today at Beauty Matter, there's so much out there. And so taking these extra steps, having that incredible experience, seriously makes a big difference. So that is, that's huge.
I think it's really something that's important to me, and ever since we started talking, whenever we did, that I saw is, I never really looked at the fulfillment side of things as like a piece of the puzzle that was...
Nobody does, it's okay.
Yeah, really, which was any different than, okay, this is a place, they store my stuff, and when somebody places an order, they just take it and they send it out.
Yeah.
And you've really kind of shifted my mind, which is, I look at how important the relationship is with the manufacturer. And sometimes with the manufacturer, we're behind the scenes, the brands are out there, but your relationship with your manufacturer, the effort that they're putting in makes a difference in that product. And I see the same thing on the fulfillment side that you're doing, is you basically are embracing that brand, and then you take it and then you give it its due when you take it out. How did that come about? And is it something that you've always done, or is it something that you've kind of evolved as e-commerce has come into play?
It's something we've always done. I mean, I think that's the reason why we've been around for 35 years.
Yes.
If you don't have that curiosity,
yes,
that passion for the brand, and that curiosity of understanding why they want to do something,
right,
you can't understand it fully, and you can't produce for them the same way. You and I were talking about it, and it's all about the partnership. It's about understanding the clients, giving them a true partnership, the brands, so they have somebody that can create the product, they have somebody that can store the product, that can get it out the door, they have agencies they work with, they have internal departments, but it's all about the trusted partnerships, and so they know they can get in front of the right people, they know how they can do it, and they know that it's going to have, with integrity, it's going to match their vision across the board. It's something that we have always done. It's one of our core values. We have accountability, we have curiosity, visibility, and brutal honesty. Probably the only company in the world to throw brutal into a core value.
Yes,
right.
but I like it.
But we have
You
brutal
get your point
honesty.
across.
Yeah.
But this is all about curiosity, because there's a million companies out there that won't ask why because they're afraid of the answer.
Right.
I want to know why because I want to know how I can serve better, how I can partner better. And that's something, and it's similar to how in our conversation with how you run your business as well, it's understanding what their goal is and what they're trying to achieve. And it's just translated all across from start, creation, planning to distribution.
And one of the things I really have always gotten from you, which is similar to us, so we have this ethos in our company called collaborative manufacturing, right? So we're collaborating with our partners. And when we see that finished product on the shelf of Credo or Sephora or wherever it may be, we feel like it belongs to us as well, right? It's not, we don't own the brand necessarily, but we take pride in the way that product looks, the way it feels, and we want to see like our clients succeed because they're us.
Yes.
And I get the same feeling from you and PIMS, and it really is refreshing to see a company that's looking at fulfillment, from that perspective. I wanted to ask you, like, do you have an example of like a project that you've worked on which is so outside the box of fulfillment that you've been able to kind of
Everything is outside the box.
Nowadays, yes.
Yeah, what I did there?
Pun intended. Pun intended.
Let's think. I mean,
I love it.
We have literally seen it all and dealt with it all. Anything from, I'm just trying to think. So we're working with a brand right now. Yes. Actually, we should talk because
See,
they're just in the inception process of the product, and it's all about talking to student athletes. The product is specifically going to female athletes on the collegiate level, Olympic level,
huge.
Like Division I, because she was an Olympian.
Yes.
And we're helping her. We're trying to set her up with the right starting point, who can help her with the formulation because she doesn't quite have that yet.
Right.
And we're helping with once that's going to be created, we're going to be doing their storage, their distribution for their e-commerce, but we're also going to be helping them with partners through agencies, creative agencies, of coming up with what the perfect marketing program is, what the perfect influencer program is for them, so they can get in front of college students going. I mean, think about all of the D1 schools in America. Like you think that's a very niche market, but there's so many people.
No, that's huge. I was actually what are the chances, but that's the way the universe works, this we all know, that I was just having this conversation of athletes, especially at this point in their lives, because we do not pay as much attention, and certainly not to go too far into this, but I feel very passionate about that because many of you know, but for those of you who don't know, I'm an herbologist, 9th generation. Some of the most special formulas that have been handed down in my lineage are actually for muscles and joints and for athletes and we have actually worked with Olympians and whatnot. So I have to say, that's really amazing to be able to do that. And the fact that you are finding someone like this who is very new to this kind of process, if you will, and helping them through that.
She found us through a relationship from another conference that you and I have met at before.
Okay, that's amazing.
So it's all that circle. It goes back to the partnership that we talk about. It's the trusted relationship and how it formulates, but it creates a process, and it's just exciting to see a brand go from inception to reality.
Absolutely. Well, we are very lucky to have you in this industry as friends,
Thank you.
very good friends, even though we cannot. I'd like you to pronounce his last name, which is also part of my last name, but it's Nandoo. How do you say that?
Yeah, that's right.
Gosh, most people say Nandoo.
I mean, come on, we go way back.
Fine.
It has 2 O's.
I don't know why people do that then.
But this has been really, really good, really insightful, and I think that it also speaks to the power of events like this. Where people in the industry are willing to help others kind of
Yes,
figure out their
that
way,
service.
and it really is a special industry that we're part of.
It
Yes.
is. It's great, and it's nice to come to these events and
I agree.
see faces that we recognize
And that we
over
really
and over,
like.
and we like to see them.
Doesn't happen all
It's
the time.
exciting.
Let's be honest.
I came all the way from New York for this.
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, it's great.
Great.
I
Well,
love that.
thank you, David.
Excellent. Thank
and
you,
just
guys.
before we leave,
Yes.
where can people find you if they want your
You
services?
can find me right here at Beauty Matter, or
Yes.
you can
Right
find me
now.
at PIMSinc.com, PIMSINC.com. I won't even try to spell my name on here, so you have my email address. But
Silberglit.
maybe we can put some sort of graphic on here
Oh, we're
that
gonna do all
spells
the
it out.
things. Yes,
So,
absolutely.
but you can find us anywhere. Just find us online, and we're happy to talk to you about what we can do.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Well, thank you all. And you know you can stay connected with Craig and I at JBK Wellness Labs and at Dr. Jenelle Kim.